from. This is a live watch along for the Ecuador game against Germany, and we also have Ivory Coast. Yeah, and we also have Ivory Coast against Curaçao. It's gonna be a very tough game. Germany has already qualified for Ecuador, not yet, and also for the Ivorians. Yeah, their last game against Germany was a very terrible result for them because they had to concede two late goals and they lost that game to Germany. Okay, Rudiger is starting today. Ooh, yeah, it's because they've qualified, by the way. It's nice to have you guys back. Jassim, David, and Majid. Welcome back to the channel, guys. I hope you guys are having a great day. Let me know in the chat, guys, what your predictions for these games are. Today was really hectic for me. I couldn't do the usual predictions video, so I'm just going to give my predictions anyways. For this game, I will go for a Germany win. Let's say a 2-1 win for Germany, and Ivory Coast against Curaçao. I will go for a 1-0 victory for the Ivorians against Curaçao. Majid says, yo, how are you doing, Noble? I'm doing amazing, bro. I'm doing good. Oh, Germany just scored. Florian Wirtz. Whoa. Wow. What an early goal. Ecuador is finished, man. Ecuador, they are finished. It's crazy. Round. Oh, boy. Jassim. Jassim is a Saudi. Is it Saudi or Qatari name? Jassim bin Salman. Leroy Sané. 1-0. Okay, VR is checking that foul. Yeah, Jassim, are you from Saudi Arabia or from Qatar? Really nice to have you back, Mariam. Mariam, can you change that name? That name sounds so weird for me to call it out. Okay, you're from Somalia. Nah, there was no foul there. Yes, it was a high boot. Oh no, it's a foul. It's a foul. Yeesh. Nah, it's a foul ball. Yeah, this goal should be disallowed. This goal should be disallowed. That looked so. Nah, it was a very high boot. The boot went very high. Queen van der Heyden. It's been a very long time, man. Nice to have you back. Yes, Stormtrooper, that's a foul ball. I just saw the replay. It looked so. Yeah, that's it. The goal wasn't disallowed? Wow. Nah, I think this should have been disallowed. That boot was too high. And there was a contact between Pavlovic's leg and the head of the Ecuadorian. Was it a defender or a midfielder? Now that should have been disallowed. Angie said, Taiwan says you from. I'm from Indonesia. Okay, I'm Nigerian. Wow, they didn't disallow this. Nah, I think this was a wrong decision. I honestly think this was a very wrong decision. This is the first game I'm seeing a lady officiate, like the main referee. I don't know for other games I didn't watch, but for all the games I've watched, it's the first game I'm seeing a female officiate like the main referee. I've seen 4 officials and linesmen or lineswomen. Really says, no, I won't change it. It always sounds very weird calling out that name. Stormtrooper says, VAR is cooked. I think that was a very wrong decision from VAR. That should have been disallowed. Jassim says it will be 3-0 or 5-0 or 4-0. Yeah, with Germany scoring an early goal, I wouldn't doubt that. I honestly wouldn't doubt it. Ivory Coast 4 points. I think for Ivory Coast, they just need to hold on to a draw. A draw will give them second spot because I definitely know that Ecuador won't beat Germany. That's it. CAN games with the Pakistani flags. All right, CAN, which part of Pakistan are you from? Really says, I can only change the name after 14 days. I cannot change it twice. Okay. Yeah, Sue, bro. Ronaldo is the GOAT, man. I saw a video on Instagram yesterday where lots of fans, Ronaldo fans from India, where they stormed the streets of India that night. Portugal won 5-0 against Uzbekistan. It was a very, very insane scene that night. Yeah, it was really, really insane. This is one of the reasons why we say Cristiano is the GOAT. His influence, not only in football, in the world entirely, is just like it's not that you can't even compare it to another person's influence. He influences hundreds of millions of people in the world. Let me see. Nah, Khan, why are you putting the Indian flag as? Is it as or what is it called? You can put your country flag, it's not a problem, but come on. Don't do that. That's really not nice. Jasim says, me too, I can speak Spanish and France, Portuguese, and lots languages. Lots of how many languages can you speak? Jasim. Oh, so this guy is still playing for Ecuador. What's his name? Valencia. Okay, I think Valencia. He's not in the squad. I don't because Caicedo is their captain. Jasim, come on, man. You're captain. You cannot be speaking 30 languages. It's not possible. You cannot be speaking 30 languages. Nah, that's not true. Majid says, really, your name is cool. Why change it? Pakistan, I guess. Yeah, that flag he put out first was a Pakistan flag. He later put the Indian flag. Really says, Jasim is a Google translation. I don't think there is, maybe I might be wrong, but I don't think I've ever seen or heard anyone speak 30 languages. I've not. Majid says 1-1. Oh, Ecuador just equalized. Whoosh. That means it's going to be interesting, man. It's going to be interesting. Ecuador actually need this win. Very, very important. They need the win. And that's why I said Ivory Coast need to do everything they can not to lose that game. Caicedo. Wow. Is this Caicedo? Okay, not Caicedo. Now that's a very good goal. Very, very good goal. Justin Benitez says, I can speak 5. All right, Justin Benitez. Yeah, 5 languages is cool. I think the most I can say one person will be able to speak should be around 7 to 10 languages. Even the 10 is a stretch. Like for example, myself now, I can speak 5 languages. Yeah, I can speak 5 languages, but for 30, that's not possible. Except you are an AI, a computer. This is a very good goal. Very, very good goal. But how is Moises Caicedo the captain of Ecuador when we have Valencia there? This is not nice. How can Caicedo be the captain of Ecuador when there's an experience? Let me see if Oh, Ivory Coast just scored. Yeah, that's good. That's good. Yeah, I need to connect to the Ivory Coast game now. I need to connect to Ivory Coast game. Let me check this. Okay, he's not. No, what am I doing? I put the wrong game. I'm looking for. How is Caicedo the captain when we have Valencia? It's a big surprise, by the way. It's a surprise. Let me be. Brian Kim Fernandez says, Cote d'Ivoire vs Curaçao 1-0. Yes, thank you very much for that update, Brian. I'm just about joining that game at this point. Yeah, Pepe scored the goal for Ivory Coast. I want to join the game so I can watch the two games at the same time. Really says, no, Jassim, my name isn't wired. Majid said, I can speak 2 languages and know how to curse in Spanish. Okay, you speak English, Arabic, and a little bit of Spanish. I think Germany will not take this game as seriously as Ecuador would take the game, because Ecuador need this must win. They need it very, very urgently. Ivory Coast have 6 points now. Brian says, Garnacho transfer team. What do you mean by Garnacho transfer team? Are you asking which club will Alejandro Garnacho move to? Nah. They gave a foul for that. The referee gave a foul. Guys, I want the chat to help me out because I've not watched all the games in the FIFA World Cup. This lady officiating this Ecuador Germany game, is she the first female referee to officiate in the 2026 FIFA World Cup game? I want to be sure, because I know I didn't watch all the games because of the time zone. It's very difficult. It's easier for people in the UK and in the US to watch it. So help me out in the chat, guys. Is she the first female referee? Oosh! What sort of mistake is that? Brian Kim says, speaking English and Kiswahili. Is there a language like Kiswahili? Or I thought it's Swahili. So why the Kiswahili? Or is it a different language from the Swahili I know? Jassim says, football and other one told you that in the morning. Are you referring to me or someone else? Steve Bano says, I speak in telepathy. Which country language is that? Ooh, that move, it didn't go through. Steve Bano, which language, which country has the telepathy language? Because I've telepathy. I know of Tagalog. Tagalog is Thailand. Telepathy. Which country has that language? Because I'm trying to figure it out. Majid says, Jassim, are you Kuwait? Jassim is the most Kuwaiti name ever. Now, Jassim said he's from Somalia. I asked him if he's from Saudi Arabia. He said no, he's from what's it called? From Somalia. Brian says, I am single. All right, man. That's good. You're single. AMD says speaks Portuguese, Spanish, and French are languages I would love to learn. I'm a language person, by the way. I love languages. Ooh, that was a very beautiful goal from Ecuador. Very, very beautiful goal. BGMI says, hi bro, Czechia got robbed. Bro, Czechia were very terrible in this World Cup. They were very terrible. You guys didn't get the 2 games I watched in the World Cup. The first game that Czechia played against South Korea, you guys were rubbish in that game. The second game against South Africa, you lot were even lucky that South Africa didn't win you in that game. So there is nothing like robbery for the Czechian team. You guys were not just good enough. AM Edit says Mexico destroyed Czechia 3-0. Yeah, BG Army has been hyping his Czechian team that Czechia will do this, Czechia will do that, Czechia will do this, blah blah blah, and they ended up not even getting any single win. The only points they got was against South Africa, which they were even very much lucky to get a point in that game. Jasim says Barcelona is really cool to me. Are you a Barcelona fan? We have the Barcelona situation still ongoing at the moment. Julian Alvarez, Atletico Madrid. The saga is still ongoing. I'm really looking forward to see what that whole situation is going to end out to be. If we can get a deal for Julian Alvarez, get a here we go from Fabrizio on that deal, but I actually doubt it. Yeah, I doubt we'll get a here we go for Alvarez, because Atletico are hell-bent on selling Alvarez outside of Spain. They don't want to sell him to Real Madrid or FC Barcelona. They don't. So it's going to be a very, very tough deal for Barcelona to pull off. Yes, Alvarez prefers Barcelona, right? And he wants to move out of Atletico. But let's see. Let me put up a poll for who will qualify. Let's see. I think it's group. What's their group? Group E. Yeah, it's group E. Let me be. Guys, if you're new, let us know where you're connecting from and the team you support. Germany, Ivory Coast. Then we have Ecuador and Curaçao. Yeah, Curaçao, their goalkeeper was magnificent in that last game against the Ecuadorians. So let's get on with it, guys. I was unable to go live this morning. The live stream yesterday that I did late made it very difficult for me to do the morning show. I was really tired. I decided to sleep very well before I left for my business. So for tomorrow I'll be able to do the morning show tomorrow, because I will not be watching the other games that we have tonight. The Japan-Sweden game, Tunisia against Netherlands, and also Paraguay, Australia, Turkey, USA. I will not be able to do those games this night. I'm just covering this one now. Brian says, which team won? The game is still 1-1 for Ecuador versus Germany, and for the Ivory Coast game against Curaçao, it's 1-0 for the Ivorians. I think Ivory Coast need to win this game. Nah, referee. What, Ahmad? How did Ahmad Diallo miss this, man? Come on, Ahmad. What is the meaning of this, Ahmad? Okay, yeah, I see what happened there. Frankesia actually interrupted him striking the ball. I see what happened there. Eesh. I need my boy Ahmad to get me a second goal. BGMI says, Czechia are World Cup champions. In your dreams, man. Atletico Madrid says, Grimaldo to Atletico Madrid for 18 million. Here we go. Yeah, we already did that. Here we go. Was it yesterday? Or the day before? Yeah, Grimaldo is a good deal from Bayer Leverkusen to Atletico de Madrid. It's a very, very good deal. And yeah, he's a good player. I actually thought that Xabi Alonso might go in for him, but it seems Alonso is not the type of manager like Erik ten Hag that always likes to go for his former players. Yeah, but Grimaldo is a good left wing back. Very, very solid player. AM Edit says, BGME, why are you delusional like Arsenal fans? Ahmad Hussein says, what's up, bro? Ahmad, I'm doing great. Nice to have you back, man. Mariam, your brother is on the channel now. He's also from Egypt. Ahmad Hussein, which part of Egypt are you from? Nick O for life says Arsenal. Oh, you're an Arsenal man. We are coming for you guys next season. Nah, that's a very poor ball, man. Come on. Germany is not even playing anything tangible in this game. Yes, I know they have already qualified and they are not really fighting for round of 16. The only thing that they might even want to win is to maintain a 100% record in the World Cup. That's just it. Or maybe to get an easier team in the round of 16. That's all. But they've already qualified, having gotten 6 points from 2 games. So it's the Ecuadorian team that will be pushing all hard to make sure that they get a win. At least if they get a win, 4 points, they can either finish second or third, depending on the outcome of the Ivory Coast game against Curaçao. BGME says, my prediction 5-0 Brazilian World Cup final. Come on, man. Really says, Nobu, you are tired because you stayed up late last night. You should learn from me how to go 3 days without sleep. Now, staying up late, I didn't sleep yesterday until like, what time was it? I think it was about 6 a.m. or 7 a.m. I didn't sleep. Right now, the time is 4:22 for me, and I've not slept. So that's why I said I don't want to do the other games we have. The USA game against Turkey, the Netherlands, Japan game against Sweden. I don't want to do those games because those, for example, the Japan-Sweden game in my own time zone will be 7 a.m. Same as the Tunisia-Netherlands game. Then the Paraguay-Australia game will be played at 10 a.m. my time. USA against Turkey will also be 10 a.m. So those games, nah. That's why I find it difficult to do Watchalong for those games that are played very, very late hours in the UK time. But for me, it's like very early in the morning that I usually sleep. Yeah, this is 4:23 a.m. here. So it's even very difficult for me to stay up late at 4 a.m. I know most people will find it very difficult to stay out late at 4 a.m. to watch games. For example, those who are in the Middle East. Okay, Middle East are like 3 hours behind us. Shoot! Whoosh! Oh no. People who are in Southeast Asia like Japan, Indonesia, China, Malaysia, the Philippines, I think it's the same time zone as well. So for those of us in Southeast Asia, it's actually very, very difficult to watch games played in Europe because of the time. And this one is even worse. The one played in the USA, the timing is worse than the games played in Europe. For example, watching Champions League games 8 p.m. UK time, it's 3 a.m. for us here. So it's very, very difficult. Ahmad Hussein says, who you wish go next round with Germany? It's Ivory Coast. I definitely want Ivory Coast to make it to the round of 32. So they just need to get a win. Yeah, if they get a win, it will be 6 points for Ivory Coast. But what they need to qualify is just a draw. But it also depends on what the outcome of the Germany-Ecuador game will be. Okay, Ahmad Hussein says from Giza. Okay, that means you are a Zamalek fan, right? Ahmad Hussein, are you a Zamalek fan? Atletico Madrid says it's 4 a.m. for me. I'm a German fan. Atletico Madrid, which country are you connecting from? You said it's 4 a.m. for you. Okay, I guess you are in, where is it? Are you in Indonesia? Pepe. Okay, you're from Singapore. Okay, yeah. I know Singapore. I think Singapore and Indonesia have the same time zone with China, +8 GMT. Soccer player says South Africa will win the World Cup. I think it's this same South African guy that was constituting nuisance on my channel last. Was it earlier this week or last week? you guys got into the round of 32. Yeah, South Korea were very, very terrible, and in a very, very important game they needed to win to qualify. South Africa actually showed that they needed that win more than South Korea. Even though South Korea still has a chance, but that chance is still very, very slim. But big ups to the South Africans. They deserved it. And even that game against Czechia were terrible, and same thing goes for South Korea. User says, I'm also a Man United fan. Alright, user, thank you very much. Nice to have you on the channel. And please, if you're new to the channel, kindly hit the like button and subscribe. And for Man United fans, we got the best news today, guys. Guess what? Onana has left Man United again. Once again, he's gone out on loan. Yes, it's not a permanent deal that we all wanted. I personally wanted, but I'll take this. I'll take this than seeing Onana back at the club. Honestly, man, this stadium is big. This stadium the Ivory Coast game is played in is very big. Itachi Uchiha says, what's up, man? Who should Man United sign? I'm doing good, brother. I'm talking about who Man United should sign. We have been linked with players like Matheus Fernandes, Sandro Tonali, Elliot Anderson, Bruno Guimaraes. Now, for Elliot Anderson, his fees are crazy. I've said it. Man United should back out of that deal. Then looking at Sandro Tonali, Newcastle are looking in the region of 80 to 100 million pounds for him. I also think that money is too much for Sandro Tonali. And I'm not Sandro Tonali's biggest fan. Yeah, I'm not his biggest fan. Now, coming to Matheus Fernandes. I like Fernandes, but 85 million pounds for a player who was relegated for me is just way above his market value. And the transfer market has gone really, really crazy. Because why would a club that got relegated demand 85 million pounds for a midfielder? Even if it's a striker in their team, there is no player that gets relegated that definitely worth that amount. Because if that player was as good as you claim he is, you guys should not have gotten relegated. So I don't buy the idea of signing Matheus Fernandes for 85 million pounds. I think a reasonable fee for me will be within the region of 40 to 50 million pounds. Anything above 50 million pounds, I don't need him. I would rather we use that money to go and sign Ayub Boadi from Lille, the Moroccan young midfielder. I would prefer that. Yeah, but we also see that Bruno Guimaraes is very much likely to leave Newcastle. So I would rather we sign Bruno Guimaraes than Matheus Fernandes or Sandro Tonali. Bruno Guimaraes is a very, very good midfielder. He can play, he can defend, he's a leader. He's very good. And he's also adapted to life in England. So that will not be a very big problem. Dictator Mbappe says, bro, sign Garnacho to Man United, please. He already had his time at the club. It's expired and we've made profits from that deal. And we've moved on. No, why are you leaving the ball? Ball never come, you dey run. Kilo day. You wait for the ball to come before leaving now. Really says, Nobu, can you change your name on YouTube twice within 14 days? Nah, I don't even change it. I think was only once that I made a change in my name. That was like 9 months ago, and ever since I've not initiated any change. Official Jackson, welcome back. Itachi Uchiga says, Elliot, bro, Man City rumors are there. Yeah, Elliot Anderson would definitely move to Manchester City for sure. That deal is going to, let's say, before the next 1 week, we might get a here we go for Elliot Anderson to Man City. Yeah, we might get that news from Fabrizio or a bomber from David Ornstein. I've lost interest in Elliot Anderson because the 130 million euros they are calling for him, he doesn't worth. I think he actually worth at tops half of that fee, half of it. So that money is just ridiculous. Itachi says should have never let McTominay go, bro. Yes, I actually didn't want Scott McTominay to leave at the time he did, but it was purely for PSR, profitability and sustainability rule. That was just the reason he left the club. Yeah, I would have preferred him to stay, but sometimes you just have to generate money to balance your books. And the best candidate at that point was Scott. Yeah, it looks like Germany might lose this game, guys. Yeah, Germany looks very much likely to lose this game. Dictator Mbappe says your country gets destroyed by Mexico. Yeah, Czechia were really brutalized by the Mexicans. And also considering the fact that Mexico had already qualified with 6 points from 2 games, yet Czechia could not defeat them, even when the motivation was not high for Mexico. I think out of the host nations, the USA and Mexico have a better team than Canada. Canada, for me, were very, very poor yesterday. Very poor. It was towards the last 10 minutes they began to push to see how they can equalize against Switzerland. While the whole game they were playing rubbish. Do it. Malapile. Atletico Madrid says Dictator Mbappe is rather I give him to PSG and Arsenal. Arsenal offers Gyökeres plus 80 million to swap Alvarez. Yes, Atletico Madrid they don't want to sell Alvarez to any of their rivals. They would rather sell him back abroad than sell him to Barcelona or Real Madrid. They don't want to do that. And that's going to make it difficult for Alvarez to move to Barcelona that he wants to. Pile, Shana Pile. Soccer player says Czechia is the worst team I've ever seen. Czechia surprised me. I'm not going to lie. I actually felt that Czechia was going to do better than they did in the World Cup because their qualifier games the playoff games against Ireland and Denmark. I watched both games and I saw the intensity with which they played, and I felt okay. Bringing this into the World Cup, at least will get them out of that group. But I was very surprised that they just couldn't make it out. ASTP says, who will win, Ecuador or Germany? I predicted a 2-1 Germany win, right? But the game is looking like Ecuador might just snatch a win against Germany. Yeah. And Ecuador need the win to qualify. If Ecuador will be able to get 4 points and Ivory Coast win their game, Ivory Coast will be 6 points, Germany 6, then Ecuador will be on 6 points. But I think Germany might qualify because of the goals. Sorry, Germany might top the group because of the goals difference. Because, yeah, of course, Germany has already qualified, but we're looking at the goals difference. So Ecuador definitely finishing third. They will be among the best losers because so long you have 4 points in third place, you are 99.9% guaranteed a spot in the round of 32. But it has to be confirmed that other teams have gotten below 4 points. Like there are teams that will get 2 points, 3 points, and all that. Atletico Madrid says, we no need Alvarez free kick. We already have Grimaldo doing all of them. Yeah, that Grimaldo signing is a good one for Atletico. Dictator Mbappe says Czechia still better than Nigeria, who didn't qualify. Well, the only difference is that Czechia will get some money from FIFA because they had no impact whatsoever in the World Cup. They didn't win one single game. They didn't win anything, and it's a terrible one for them. Looking at the talent and the quality of players that Czechia has, they just couldn't do anything. It's very much similar to Turkey. I actually expected more from Turkey, but they lost two of their first 2 games, and their last game tonight, I honestly don't see them winning either. So it's a tough one for some of these teams. I was actually looking at maybe them getting something. Florian Wirtz, quick control, man. Quick control. Moises Caicedo no go give you that space. Abdul Sagir says, hello, my brother. Yeah, my Turkish brother. I remember you very well. That name, I love I love Turkish movies, and maybe I think it's been a long time I watched movies, by the way. Yeah, it's been a long time I watched movies, and I love the Turkish culture. Their movie, Eturu. I can't forget that movie. Eturu is one of my top 10 movies of all time. I love that movie. And I'm someone who likes epic movies. Yeah, I love epic movies more than city films. I think the city films I have in my all-time list are movies like Jack Bauer. Sorry, not Jack Bauer. 24. Jack Bauer is the name of the lead actor. 24 is the name of the movie. Another one is Survivor. The same man acted it. I'm trying to remember a couple of city movies that I love. So I'm pretty much an epic movie person. I love to watch all these epic movies. It's a foul. It's a fair play. I love to watch epic movies that will give me about the history of different kingdoms. You know, maybe like the United Kingdom, the old movies, the USA, like also the Roman Empire, the different dynasties in China, the Mongols, what's it called? The Ottoman Empire. All of these things, it helps to shape your idea and knowledge about history. ASTP says Ecuador pressing high and is more active. Yeah, like I said, I predicted a Germany win, but with what I've seen in this game, I actually think that Ecuador might get a win. But I'm pretty sure Ivory Coast is going to win their game against Curaçao. Yeah, I'm pretty sure of that. Come on, Passer. Art Squad says, really, are you Mariam? BGMI says, Dictator Kylian Mbappe, I'm sorry, forgive me, don't send Chomeni. Atletico Madrid says, Yamal needs to go to Tottenham. do you want to finish Barcelona? If Lamine Yamal leaves Barcelona, there is nothing Barcelona can do. Nothing, absolutely. Ivory Coast need to prevent these Curaçao boys from scoring. Whoosh. I thought that was going very much close to goal. Ahmad Hussein says, do you think Yamal will be great goal scorer like Mbappe, CR7, Messi, etc. when by time or he is not that profile? He recently said he don't bother much with numbers. What do you think? Lamine Yamal is a generational talent, no doubt about it. But one of the reasons that made players like Cristiano Ronaldo and Lionel Messi to hit these numbers that they have. Ronaldo has 975. Messi has over 900 goals. I'm not sure. I think around 910 or 905. Right? For them to hit these numbers, it's not a joke. It's discipline, consistency. You just have to keep pushing. These things adding up with your talent will get you to those numbers. So Lamine Yamal, yes, he has the talent. Can he be consistent is the question, because he was asked if he will play football up till 40 and he said he doesn't think so. So I love his talent, even though I have reservations in terms of his attitude. I've made it known several times. He's a fantastic player, but I think his attitude sometimes, I don't really fancy it. But sometimes you just have to go along with the attitude that comes with the talent. Whether you like it or not, you just have to go on with it. But I don't think Lamine Yamal, he already said it himself, I don't think he's going to have that longevity in the game. But he's going to do great in football. Can he go on to achieve what Messi and Ronaldo did? Nah, I don't think so. But I can also say Kylian Mbappe will achieve more than Lamine Yamal, because Kylian Mbappe currently is over, he's got over 400 goals, and 400 goals are no jokes. Mbappe, I'm predicting Mbappe to get close to 600 to 700 goals. Yeah, he might not reach Ronaldo and Messi over 900 goals, right? But I think Kylian Mbappe will get to 600-700 mark in terms of goals. He can even beat the 700 and get to 8, but I know that will be difficult. It now depends on his longevity in the game. Is he going to play football up till 40 or 38? Kylian Mbappe is 28 years now. So if he can play from now to the next 10 years, hitting these numbers consistently, then he can catch up Ronaldo and Messi. But that will be very difficult, because it takes lots of hard work and consistency for you to come close to Ronaldo or Messi. Pierre Hincapié, yellow card. Whoosh. Now that's a foul ball. That elbow. Art Squad says, we had the greatest season this year. For you, in your opinion? For me, if Ronaldo wins World Cup, there is a small chance of him winning Ballon d'Or. But if Dembele wins World Cup, he will surely win it. Dembele. Dembele has not really done fantastic in the World Cup so far. The first game against Ivory Coast, Senegal, he was very silent. The second game against who did they play in the second game? Was it Curaçao? No, sorry. The second game they played against who did France play? Was it Iraq? I think it was against Iraq. Yeah, in that Iraq game. Was it Iraq? Yeah, that Iraq game, he did very well, right? But I just feel like that Dembele needs to do more. And talking about Ronaldo, if Ronaldo go on to win the World Cup, he definitely will win the Ballon d'Or. Yeah, if Portugal wins the World Cup, definitely Ronaldo wins the Ballon d'Or. Cyber Potato says Germany. Are you from Germany, Cyber Potato? Soccer player says Messi will reach 1K goals before Ronaldo. How many goals does Lionel Messi have now? Art Squad says Griezmann won nothing. Regardless, he's still a legend of Atletico Madrid. He's their legend, their highest goal scorer. BJami says, Chomeni is your best bodyguard. Cyber Potato says, I think France will win the World Cup. Yeah, many people have been saying France is their favorite. For me, I don't have France as my number one. My number one is Portugal. France has a good attack, right? But their defense, I've said this, the French defense is rubbish. And that goalkeeper, Mike Maignan is a very, very terrible goalkeeper. I don't rate him one bit. I don't rate him. How many minutes added time for the Ivory Coast game? Art Squad says, yes, Portugal, Ronaldo, GOAT. The internet will not be able to contain what will happen if Cristiano wins the World Cup this year. Oh boy, if Cristiano, like if Portugal do everything they can to lift this World Cup for us, hey, oh the internet will not be able to contain what will happen, honestly. Cyber Potato says, imagine Portugal vs Argentina final, last game of Ronaldo vs Messi. If Portugal wins, is it on Sunday or Saturday? I think it's Sunday morning. If Portugal beats Colombia in that last group stage game, then they are very much likely to face Argentina in the quarterfinals. No, is it quarterfinals or round of 16? No, okay, yeah, I think, yeah, in the quarterfinals. If Portugal tops the group, they are very much likely to play Argentina in the quarterfinals. But if Portugal comes second, then they are going to go to the other side to play England. If they beat England, they will go to play Spain. After Spain, they will play France. So, for me, whichever position Portugal finishes, I don't care. I just need them to keep winning the games. From the knockout stages, just keep winning. Just keep going. That's what I want, honestly. Cherry Petit says, come on, England. Cherry Petit, are you from England? Come on, passe ça. Pile. The Ecuadorians are going very physical with the Germans. Vite. Ivory Coast need to score. Hold on to the lead, by the way. Go into the second half with that lead. And once they come back, they need to score an early goal in the second half for them to be able to cement the win. Corner kick. Lacroix Enjoyer says, thoughts on Tonali to Spurs. Sandro Tonali, I'm not going to lie, he will do well at Tottenham. His countryman, De Zerbi, is a very good coach. And I believe De Zerbi will make Spurs better next season. Definitely. Spurs are not going to struggle next season like they've done in the last 2 seasons. They are not. De Zerbi is a good manager. So I think, according to the news we even got today, that Spurs have brought out £100 million cash for transfers. And we know how the transfer market works. If you sign a player for £80 million, it's not like you're paying the whole £80 million once. They are going to divide that £80 million in installments. Probably if that deal is for 4 years, the club has to pay that money within a 4-year period. They might divide the £80 million into 4 parts, right? So each season they get to pay £20 million, the next one 20. So in 4 years you can pay off the £80 million amount for that player. So I think Spurs will get Sandro Tonali. And the Matheus Fernandes one is still dependent on what Man United wants to do in terms of their willingness to pay what West Ham are demanding. And from the reports we've gotten in the last couple of days, Tottenham are very much likely to pay that amount and also up the offer to Matheus Fernandes in terms of his wages. So, coming to your question, I think Sandro Tonali to Spurs will make sense. And looking at Roberto De Zerbi, what he wants to do, he wants to revitalize the team, change a lot of things in the team. Some people will leave, at least as you can see, Spurs have signed Marco Senesi from Bournemouth, okay, on a free transfer. They also signed Robertson from Liverpool. And I think there's one other signing I'm missing out on. I think Spurs have made 3 signings so far. And the Tonali one with Matheus Fernandes are double midfield targets they are looking at. Is it Yves Bissouma has left on a free? So they need to strengthen their squad very, very well. Really says, let's get the likes up, guys. Yeah, guys, let's get it up. Atletico Madrid says, do you think Lookman should play as a left midfielder next season? Because Simeone always starts him here because of Alex Baena poor performance or due to Griezmann departure. Should he play as striker? Now, you can't get the best out of Antoine Griezmann if... you can't get the best out of Ademola Lookman if he plays as a striker. He's not that type of player. He's not a player that likes to have his back to goal. He likes to run into the space and you give him the ball. He's very quick and he's got very good shooting ability. So I don't think that striking position would be the best for him. But that left wing definitely is the best position for Lookman. Really says, congratulations, Amin. Art Squad says, oh my god, I got 99.54% out of 100% in my exams. Wow, that's a good one. It shows you're super brilliant. Pile. AM Edit says, I'm getting bombarded with reels from my brother. Reels on what exactly? Really says Noble. Yes, I am here. Last Gosh Podadesi. What's up, Noble? I'm doing good, my bro. Nice to have you back. Were you disappointed with the England draw against the Black Stars of Ghana? It's halftime already, guys. We're waiting for the second half to begin. Let's see who gets through in group. Is it Group E? Ivory Coast need to get another goal in the second half early on. That block. SSB, welcome back, man. Podadesi says, yeah, bro, we were in Black Magic. Yeah, that's Black Magic the man spoke about. That doesn't work. Because if it does work, if it does work, then he should make it his goal to help Ghana win the World Cup. So I just think it's just bullocks he was talking. Aquario Gaming says Netherlands gonna win 2026 World Cup. Many people have been jumping on this bandwagon of the Netherlands. I know the Dutch has a good squad, but I just don't see them winning the World Cup, honestly. I know in the last World Cup, they lost to Argentina. Was it in the quarterfinals? Yeah, and that game, there were some bad officiating. I'm not going to lie. But currently, I just don't think the Netherlands are going to win it. I know people have been saying the Netherlands will win the World Cup because of the man who came out to predict that the Netherlands will win the World Cup. And people have been saying also that he predicted the 2018 and the 2022 World Cup. I don't know how true that is, right? I don't know. But From what he said, let us wait to see if the Netherlands is going to win it or not. SSB says, what did you think of South Africa advancing? I know you are an SA man. Now the truth is this. I'm not gonna lie, because I'm someone that is always very much sincere, right? I can banter when I want to banter. Now I am surprised. I did not see South Africa to make it out of Group A. The countries I predicted to qualify were Mexico. I put Mexico as top. Second was Czechia. I didn't even have South Korea to qualify from that group. I predicted Mexico to qualify and Czechia. But Czechia were rubbish. I mean, absolute rubbish in this World Cup. You guys should have, South Africa should have won Czechia in the last game. Sorry, the second game that was played. Because the last game was played yesterday in that group. So, South Africa, for me, that game against Czechia, South Africa should have won. Even though I didn't watch the South Korea game against South Africa yesterday because of the timing, I was asleep. But when I woke up, I saw the scoreline and I was like, the banter I want to banter South Africa has just scattered. I wanted to banter South Africa, but yeah, they actually gave me no reason to banter them. So, South Africa did well. I'm not going to lie, they did well. It's the first time South Africa is making it into the knockout stages of the World Cup. So, it's a massive achievement for them. And I think this time around, we are going to see lots of African countries in the knockout stages. That's going to be the first time. Honestly. Yeah, you guys are playing Canada. You guys are going to play Canada in the round of 32. Canada is rubbish. This is a very, very good opportunity for South Africa to even get into the round of 16 because Canada, I've watched 3 of Canada's game. I watched their first game against Bosnia and Herzegovina. I watched their game against Qatar. And I watched their game, the last game in the group stage against Switzerland. They were rubbish in 2 games. It was only the Qatar game that they were able to get a win. Right? For me, they are just... Canada is not good. If you guys were going to play US, I would say, oh, you guys would be in a very serious trouble. But for Canada in this World Cup, they are not good. They are poor. BGMI says Czechia airport this way. I think the Czechian team must have packed their bags and flown back to Czechia. BGMI, what's the capital of Czechia? Really says AM edit Intergalactic isn't AI. But he always says, good streamer, he is funny. Idilkea says in the back. Welcome back, Idilkea. Idilkea says, I think Japan is going to win World Cup, not going to lie. Japan will get up to like the round of 16. Yeah, I have them as one of my dark horses in this World Cup, but I don't think they'll win it. Yeah, I think the highest the Samurais can go is the round of 16. Maybe they will prove me wrong, and I also think the same of the Netherlands. The highest they can go is the round of 16. But let's see. Citizen says Prague. All right, thank you very much, Citizens. BGMI says Czechia still greater than Portugal. Accept the truth. Come on, man. What's up with Czechia? Czechia that couldn't win a single match in the World Cup. You don't know when next Czechia will make it to the World Cup, man. You don't know. Let me be. Tin, 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 tin. Citizen says TS honestly crazy for real. Let me be, let me be. Last Gospel Adesi says, what's the Mexico opponent in round of 32? Mexico. Who is Mexico playing? Mexico. I need to check to see who Mexico will be playing, honestly. I don't know. I don't know who Mexico will be playing at this point. I think after the games that we played today, we get to see. I think the table is still very much scanty now. Yeah, it's still scanty in terms of the only game that has been confirmed is the South Africa game against Canada. That is the only game that has been confirmed in the round of 32. Every other game is a possibility of this or that, this or that. Now, it's only the Canada game against South Africa that has been confirmed. So let's wait to see this Group E game finish. Then know who Ivory Coast will play, or Germany will play, or Ecuador to play. But I think it's going to be Germany to qualify as top of the group, while Ivory Coast will qualify as second. Then Ecuador haven't gotten a win, so they need to win Germany to get a chance. So I think it's just going to be Germany and Ivory Coast. Ecuador probably might draw the game, except they might go on to win. But I think they might even win the game because they are playing better than Germany. BGMI says Czechia still have made 2 World Cup finals. Portugal didn't make any, so we are better. Citizen says, I hope Japan will get to round of 16 because they have a great team, honestly. Same with Canada. I'm from Netherlands and Belgium. Okay, Idukea says, I'm from Netherlands, Belgium, and Spain. So, which one is your main nationality? Which countries is your parents from? Or are your both parents from different countries and you were born in a different country and you have 3 nationalities? Citizen says, I think Netherlands will make it to the quarterfinals. Netherlands. For me, my prediction for the Dutch team is round of 16. That's the highest I can predict for the Netherlands. But it's the World Cup. You can always get surprises, right? You can always get surprises. So let's see who makes it to the round of 16. Let me be. Oliver Stokes says, hello, they are my good Sanobus view. How have you been on this fine day? I'm doing amazing, bro. I'm doing fantastic. Thank you very much for asking. Ahmad Hussein says, which team has surprised you the most so far, both positively and negatively? I think for the team that has surprised me most in the World Cup, and let me answer with the negative side, is Turkey, because I rated the Turkish team very, very highly. I actually expected much from them, but yeah, I was very disappointed that Turkey lost 2 games. Like they lost their first 2 games, and it was just a terrible one. So for me, talking about the team I was most surprised in terms of their performance and their results in this World Cup, on the negative side, is Turkey. Now, on the positive side, the team that I've been most impressed with is Cape Verde. And I honestly think that Cape Verde will win their last game. Honestly. I know Majid wouldn't want to hear this because they are playing against Saudi Arabia. But I strongly believe that the Cape Verdeans will get into the round of 32. And for them to even win a game, they are overachieving. Yes, they played 2 draws. One draw against Spain, the first game, which is one of my favorite games of the World Cup so far. Their second game was also a draw against who did they play in their second game? Uruguay. They played a 2-2 draw against Uruguay, and I don't see Uruguay being able to beat Spain. I don't see them. So Cape Verde are the team that have surprised me the most in this World Cup, honestly. Yeah, we have other teams that have done well. For example, South Africa, they actually beat what I expected of them to do. I expected that South Africa was going to get knocked out, but they just shut me up. Yeah, so for me, whenever I'm wrong with my predictions, I always admit that they've been very good and they deserve their win last night. Yeah, this boy is on. Oh, Diallo is off. This number 26, Ulai. I love this guy. And I made a video about him as being one of the boys I've been pretty impressed with in this World Cup. Ulai and the Moroccan midfielder, Ayub Bouadi. These two midfielders are young players that I've been pretty much impressed with in this World Cup. Yeah, I've been pretty much impressed with these guys, honestly. The Germans. This is not a penalty, referee. Why are you giving Germany a penalty for that? Guys, who is watching that Germany game? Is that a penalty? Why will the referee give a penalty for this incident? Now I need to watch this replay. Mecha. Oh, it's a penalty. Yeah. That's a penalty. Yeah, why clip his leg like that? Oh, I thought that was Pacho because I wanted to ask Pacho to play that ball like that. Oh boy. Art Squad says, bye Nobo, I'll go play FC24. Alright, do enjoy it. Yeah, it's a penalty. Yodako, I just watched the replay. It's a penalty. That was a very, very cool challenge, by the way. The referee is going to review the monitor. Have you read the papers? Do you see what they say? Ooh, rising unemployment, cost of living every day is getting high. Now it's just Obama in a bus with a team kit. Ooh, it kinda makes me wonder what the children ever heard it. Yet we still go to church and sing shout to the Lord. And we'll lift up holy hands and we're reading his word. Now I'm sitting by my piano with nothing to play. But that doesn't change the fact that God is God anyways. Let's see if the referee is going to uphold her earlier decision or not. Yeah, the penalty stands. That's a clean penalty. Welcome back, really. Last Gospel Adesi says, ref looks like a German. Yeah, the lady, you're very correct. She looks like a German. Now, this is a foul. Okay, I think that ball led to the penalty. Yeah, that ball led to the penalty. The ball led to the penalty. Gunshot. Wait. Okay, no penalty was given. Oh, I thought the referee... Or did they miss it? I was looking at the other game. Whoa. Is it that she didn't give the penalty? Or they missed it? I'm actually very much surprised. Okay, yeah, she didn't give the penalty because I was surprised. When did they take it? Yodako says we are in present, not past. Yeah, don't mind BG Army. He's hyping Czechia that were rubbish in the World Cup. They couldn't get a single win in a group where they had South Africa, South Korea, and Mexico. They couldn't get a win. AM Edit says, when did that happen? Nedved win UCL and Euros, bro. Okay. Gunshot. Yan Diomande, you need to be explosive, man. You guys need the win to qualify. At least get the win. You know you're on 6 points. It doesn't matter what the outcome of the Germany-Ecuador game would be. BGME says Nedved win UCL with Juventus and win Euro. Whoa. Forest accept the £130 million. Ooh. That is crazy, man. The market has gone wild. The market has gone wild. Guys, did you see the news now? It's a here we go for Elliot Anderson to Manchester City 14 minutes ago. Hey! Man City. Where are they see this money? £130 million. Ha! Oh, chai. It's a here we go for Elliot Anderson to Man City. Breaking Elliot Anderson to Manchester City. Here we go. Deal in place between the clubs. Fee up to £130 million. Man City sources confirm agreement now done after talks at final stages, as reported last week. Anderson asked Forest today to go and leave the club medical in the USA. All right. Let's see how it will go for him at City. Let's see. £130 million. British record transfer. All right. Let's see. £130 million. 130. Nah. Ahmad Hussein says, I expected it, to be honest. It's such a joke. He's 70 max. Like, he's not like in an ideal transfer market. Elliot Anderson is worth between 50 to 70 million pounds. In an ideal transfer market, is not worth more than that. Between, let's just put it at 50 to 70. But 130 million. Oh boy, this is crazy. Last Gospel Adesi says Messi, Vini, Haaland, Mbappe has more goals than who? Really says, what's bothering you, Noble? Now, just got a news about Elliot Anderson to Manchester City for £130 million. Though I'm going to do a full video on it, and also we're going to discuss on it on the morning show tomorrow in detail, because this transfer is crazy. It's crazy. AM Edit says, yes, runners up of 1996 euros. Check it. Okay. Yodako says he's not even worth 60 million. This deal is this deal is crazy, man. It's a crazy deal. Honestly, it's a crazy deal. It's a crazy deal. £130 million. And I was even saying between now and the next 1 week that we might get a here we go from Fabrizio. And now the I think it was even while I was saying that. I think it was while I was saying that the here we go popped up. Nah, this is crazy. This is indeed crazy. What? Elliot Anderson, 150 million, sorry, 130 million pounds. He's now the British transfer record. Tait Chong, always running faster than your shadow, boy. But this Curaçao team is good. Kessie, you're allowing him. Okay, Sangare. What? That was a good strike, by the way. Very good strike. Ivory Coast need to get a second goal. Breaking. Manchester City strike agreement with Nottingham Forest to sign Elliot Anderson. Man City made 23-year-old midfielder primary target to booster this summer and now done deal subject to England international finalizing personal terms. Elliot Anderson set to do medical in New York on Friday morning before completing move from Nottingham Forest to Man City. Man City working to finish signing of 23-year-old Nottingham Forest midfielder prior to England game versus Panama. Oh boy, this is crazy. Man City, like the kind of morale that and the confidence they are using to spend, and they still have 115 count charge on the side waiting for them. They are still, oh boy, this is crazy. Last Gospel Adesi says Mascherano. Man United must sign Nicholas Jackson the GOAT. Maybe your team can go for him, not Man United, bro. We don't we don't sign garbage anymore. We don't. We don't do that anymore. Okay. Gunshot. Really says, will you watch the Egypt vs Iran match or not if it even takes place? Of course it will take place. I think the timing of that game, like I said, is a major issue for me, Mariam. The game will be played on Friday. Oh, it's like a Saturday morning. It's gonna be Saturday morning for me. That's like, I think like 4 a.m. UK time. That's like 6 a.m. your time, Mariam. It's 6 a.m. your time, 4 a.m. UK time. Nah, I will not be able to watch that game. The timing is a problem. Yodako says, for 130 you can buy Declan Rice or Rodri, who is way better than Shitty's Anderson. Yeah, I know Rice was for 105, right? And even that 105 was a stretch because as at that point he wasn't even worth that amount. Yes, but he's done decent for us now. But Elliot Anderson, I honestly, it still baffles me. Honestly, it still baffles me. That was why when Forest were calling that amount, the boy was my midfield priority, right, for Man United. But when they began to call those crazy figures, I'm like, nah, we should just look elsewhere. Yeah, I'm done with all these these big fees, even though I said I don't mind between 80 to 100, right? Yeah, I think the max I said I was going to go was 100. Just between 80 to 100. He's a very good quality midfielder, but 130 is a stretch, man. It's a crazy fee. Ahmad Hussein says, I feel you, bro. I have the same reaction. One good season and his price 130. Oil money going crazy. And I think they are splashing this huge sum because Pep has left and they don't want to see a dip in their position. They want to still maintain that level. So that's why they've gone all out for Elliot Anderson. AM Edit says, and Ronaldo win Euros 2008, 2016 and Nations League 2017-19. What are you saying, bro? Yodako says, Nobu going crazy over the transfer before GTA 6. Honestly, the transfer is just a crazy one. It's a very crazy transfer, honestly. Do it. Nice one. Unable to get past. Come on, passes. So John Foster says Manchester United is shit. Liverpool's better. But Man United finished ahead of you guys last season. Right, John Foster. And your bowed fraud. I don't know why you guys sacked my very good friend, Mr. Arne Slot. Arne Slot. We trusted him. He was doing a fantastic job, but you guys just pushed him away. That was unfair, by the way. Yodako says you can buy 2 Boadi for Anderson. Like, it's just crazy, man. I can get 2 midfielders for that amount. 2 top midfielders for that amount. That's why the whole thing is just blowing my mind. City. And that Forest owner, Marinakis, that man is a thief. Honestly, that man. Last season, you remember what he did to Morgan Gibbs White when he wanted to move to Man City. Gibbs White already reached an agreement and everything was in place, but the man said no, that Morgan Gibbs White is not going anywhere. And he stood his ground for this Anderson deal, that he's going to get 130 million. And there is no two ways about it. And he actually got what he wanted. Black shit. Really says, come on, he was bad to Mo Salah. Who are you saying was bad to Mo Salah, Mariam? Yodako says to succeed 130 million, he needs at least 12 plus goals and 10 assists in the Premier League and 8 goal contributions in the Champions League. Anderson is not even is not a midfielder that scores goals. That's why the whole figure is baffling to me. Honestly, it's really baffling. I don't think Elliot Anderson got up to 4 goals. I'm not even sure. Now let me check his goals to be pretty sure of the number of goals he got in the Premier League last season. Let me check it, because I knew he's not a scoring midfielder. I watched probably more than 15 or 16 games last season. Anderson. Come on, passes. Yeah, these Ecuadorians are pushing really hard. Okay, he has one assist in the World Cup. Okay. Let's see. Let's see his stats. In the just concluded season, 38 games played, 4 goals. He played all the matches for Forest last season, by the way. 4 goals, 4 assists. Not bad. Not bad for the midfielder. The season before, he had 6 assists and 2 goals. And now, don't forget, the 2 assists. The 2 assists he had, was it the last game of the season? Was it the last game of the season where they played Man United? He had 2 assists in that game. So if you take out that 2 assists from that Man United game, he had just 2 assists prior to the Man United game. But you definitely will add it because it's part of. I think that was second to the last game of the season they played Man United. So you definitely would add it. So he had 4 goals and 4 assists last season. The season before, 2 goals and 6 assists. So he's had 8 goal contributions in the Premier League for 2 seasons straight. 4-4, 2-6. Then in the Europa League last season, he got just 1 assist. And you're signing him. Oh boy. Well, really says Anne Slot, the bald head man. Yeah, Anne Slot, my good friend, my very, very good, wonderful friend. Last Gospel Adesi says Colombia vs Portugal will be so fun to watch. I admire Luis Diaz as a player. Yeah, Luis Diaz is one of the best performers in the World Cup this time around. Diaz, Vinicius, Mbappe, Messi, Ronaldo, Erling Haaland, Harry Kane. Last game it wasn't good, but at least these 6-7 guys have been doing very well in the World Cup. 2-2, 3-3, 4-4, and 5 goals. The Ivorians need to double their lead. Come on, passe ça. Come on, passe ça. M'appeler. Lambo. Guys, let's get the likes up. Let's get it up. Oh, Ivory Coast just made it 2-0, guys. Whoosh. I said it. They need to cement that lead. It's 2-0 for the Ivorians against Curaçao. It's 2-0. Yodako says Gibbs White also needs 130 million price tag. Gibbs White had a better season than Elliot Anderson. And looking at the amount they've sold Anderson for, they will have to sell Morgan Gibbs White for 200 million pounds. Maybe. I don't know. It's just crazy, man. It's really, really crazy. The transfer market has gone really wild. Really, really crazy. Come on, passe ça. Really says, let your bald friend help you. Let him coach Manchester United since he's your friend. No, because of how close we are, I just don't want to put him through stress. He should just, remain in the Netherlands or go abroad. Tai Long Shell Saka says, yo, I'm back and Messi will win again and Ronaldo will lose because Messi is better than Ronaldo. There's a video I wanted to do earlier today, but I got back home really late. Maybe tomorrow I'm going to do that video. Don't worry, you guys are going to get shocked. All the Ronaldo haters, make una chill. You guys should just get your glasses and sip your wine and relax. enjoy the GOAT, Cristiano, do the wonders and lift the World Cup. Yeah, Senegal are through. Pepe, look at that celebration. 2-0 for Senegal. Sorry, not Senegal. 2-0 for Ivory Coast, not Senegal. They are currently leading 2-0 against Curaçao. Very, very important win for them that will be. That was why I said they need to double their lead for them to be able to comfortably win the game and qualify. So Pepe with a brace for Ivory Coast. Yodako says 40 million Yaya Toure got 20 goals in Premier League in 2012 for Man City or Oil FC to win the league. Last God says 80 million for Gordon, bro. That guy plays like Jackson. Bad deal for Barca. Yeah, the 80 million for me was even much for him. And I just don't... Jackson. What's his name? Gordon. I think Barcelona made a mistake. They will still realize their mistakes. World record 3.6 million. I think it's... Is it people watching the game? 3.6 million what? I don't know what that 3.6 million is for. Hydration break. Now, I just think that Gordon deal, Barcelona, I'm not saying this because I'm a Man United fan, but Barcelona should have triggered that buy option for Marcus Rashford for 30 million euros. They went on to spend 80 for Gordon. They are talking about the transfer fee and all that. Rashford was very much willing to reduce his wages. Very much willing, which he already reduced. But even if Barcelona want to make the deal permanent, he can still reduce it so as to stay in Spain, in Catalonia. Shell Saka says, Messi is way better than Ronaldo, but Erling Haaland is the GOAT. Oh boy. Well, Erling Haaland is a goal machine, but he's nowhere near the GOAT. Maybe he can still push for that GOAT status, but now he's nowhere near it. Really says, I'm bored. Oh, sorry about that. Madrid Vamos says, hello, bro. Yeah, Hala Madrid, man. What's your thought about Jose Mourinho? I think I'll go through that Jose Mourinho comment during the morning show. Yeah. What? Look at Jonathan Tah. Hey. What did Manenoya and Jonathan Tah do there? Estupina. Okay, it's not Estupina. This your coach is still a young guy. What did Manenoya and Jonathan Tah do there? Ah, that was pretty close. Pretty close. Look at Caicedo's reaction. Look at Tah. Just imagine what he did there. Poradesi says, yeah, Saka, Rashford must start, not Madueke. Gordon, Tuchel is German. He is sabotaging us, bro. I said it. Was it 2 days ago? I think, yeah, it was 2 days ago. I said, what exactly is the rationale behind having Noni Madueke play 83 minutes? I actually, if I was in that press conference room, I would have genuinely asked Thomas Tuchel that question. What was your thought process that made you leave Madueke on the pitch up to 83 minutes before you could make the change? Now, when those changes were made, the last 10 minutes, look at how the English team were pressurizing the Ghanaians. They pushed them backwards even further. It's just I don't know if I would say he's sabotaging England, but that was just too poor from Thomas. Very, very poor substitution. The timing as well. His selection, when I saw it, I wasn't cool with it. Why did Gordon start? Why why did Anthony Gordon start? Gordon didn't play well in the first leg. Sorry, in the first game. The second game, the same thing. Thomas is not just serious. Really says, Noble argue with me because I was bored. Argue with you on what exactly, Mariam? Come on, pass so. Come on, pass so. Pile, 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 pile. Ooh. This game is very tough. Germany, Ecuador, very tough game. Pascal Gross. Yeah, it's a goal kick. Really says Ghana will win the World Cup. The what's it called? The black magic man should do his job. He should do his job. Now that's a yellow card. Yeah, that push. Yeah, this number 26. I love this boy. He's a fantastic midfielder. And he's very strong. Wrong Shell Saka says, bro, what country do you want to win the World Cup? Portugal, of course. I'm rooting for Portugal all the way. They are my pick. I'll be where the papers do you see what they say. Rising unemployment, cost of living every day is getting high. Not a Suits Obama with no boss with your team kids. Ooh, it kind of makes me wonder what is true every day. These Ecuadorians are pushing really, really hard. They are pushing really hard to get a goal against Germany to win the game. That's a good block from Jonathan Tah. They are pushing really hard. Is it Pacho? That's not Pacho. Pacho wears number 50 or 55. Whoa, Ecuador just scored. Yodako. I said I saw this coming. Germany are not playing anything reasonable, and Ecuador has been putting pressure on them. Ecuador has been putting pressure on them. Look at their manager. Massive one for Ecuador. Massive one for them, man. Massive one. Look at their coach running into the stands. Yeah, the same late goal they got against Ivory Coast that made them win. It's 2-1 for Ecuador now against Germany. This boy looks like Estupinan Plata. Whoosh. Ivory Coast, yeah, I think it's the goals difference now. Yeah, Germany are still top because of the goals. Yeah, they are still top of the group. Look, Manenoya, before he even came to pick the ball. Yeah, the guy just tapped it in. Yeah, this is a very, very good goal. Before he could even catch the ball, he just put it inside the net. Bohan Nazir says, yo, Noble, how are you? Glad to see you after around 2 months. Yes, it's been a very long time, man. Welcome back. Guys, let's get the likes up. Let's get it up. Let's get it up. Ole ku. Tell me something where I know fit to. Yeah. The Ecuadorians will go for the third goal. At least that third goal is going to seal the win for them. Yeah, Germany is still top of the group with +5 goals. Ivory Coast with 6 points plus 2 goals. So it's gonna be it's gonna be a very important win for Ecuador for them to qualify at least as best losers. Who did that? Cross the ball, man. This Ivorian guy. Cross the ball. Poradesi says Ecuador and Ivory Coast are qualified. Ivory Coast already has an automatic qualification, right? Germany has an automatic qualification if the game ends like this. Germany on 6 points, 6 goals difference. Ivory Coast on 6 points, plus 2 goal difference. While Ecuador is third with 4 points. Now, 4 points can definitely get you qualification as one of the best losers. Ooh. Because out of the 12 teams that will come third in their groups, FIFA just needs to pick the best 8. 4 will be kicked out. So from the games that have been played so far, Group A, B, and C, let's check and see the guys who finished third and what their points were. Yeah, from the first 3 groups that played yesterday, Group A, B, and C. Let's check it out to see. Yodako says, Nobu, what will you do when you reach 1 million subscribers one day? That's a tough one. What I would do is just be thankful to God, right? Because I started this journey without knowing how to go about football content creation. Yes, I've always loved football. I've always loved talking about football, and I just didn't know how to start. I had no help. I started from scratch, from ground zero. There were certain people who I actually reached out to, but none of them actually wanted to even open my message, right? So it's what I think what I would just do or say is just probably give, after giving thanks to God for achieving that feat, just a word of advice for someone maybe who might want to start something. It might not be football content creation or a different niche. It could be something different in life. You might navigate through in what you want to start, but one thing you don't need to do is procrastinate or give reasons why you should not do that thing you love doing. Because for me, I love watching football. I love talking about football. That's why I don't get tired talking about it, because it's something I enjoy and I love doing, right? So I would just probably give a word of advice to younger people or people who want to go into the same niche or a different niche or something different in life that doesn't have to do with football or content creation. Whatever you want to do, just believe, keep doing your thing, be consistent. It will definitely pay off. So that's, I think those are the message I will just put out there. Yeah, because it will be so unreal. Like I just don't want to imagine what it would feel like having 1 million subscribers on YouTube. Honestly, I just don't I just don't know that feeling, what it would be like, but I know for sure I will be grateful to God for that. Yeah, because I when I started this channel, it took me close to 5 weeks to get 50 subscribers. Close to 5 weeks. And we are currently at 3,100 and something subscribers for the past 8-9 months, right? It's been a long journey, and yeah, the support has been amazing. So I don't take it for granted. Be it, I saw 2 days ago or 3 days ago, I saw a post I made about my 100 subscribers was 8 months ago, and I'm just grateful to God, honestly, because if I remember how everything started, the struggles and everything, yeah, it was tough, but I'm grateful to God for everything. Moises Caicedo. Yeah, the Brazil group, Scotland finished third. Yeah, let's go back to the groups, by the way. Scotland finished third in their group. That's the Brazil group. So it's let's see. That's Group C. Yeah, Group C. Their best loser has 3 points. Let's see what Group A best loser has. I think South Korea also has 3 points. Yeah, South Korea has 3 points. Yeah, South Korea has 3 points. So 2 more teams now. Let's see for Group B. Let's see for Group B. That's to be 3 teams. Let's see for Group B. Yodako says, great speech, Noble. I will always remember your speech. Thanks, man. Thank you very much. Yeah, it's not an easy journey, I must say, but one thing I will always tell people, whatever you do, even if you face challenges, don't stop believing. Don't stop believing. There is one thing we Nigerians always say, and that is a fact. It's a pidgin English. You can understand it because you're Ghanaian. Now who give up? Now he lose. Now what this means for those who don't understand pidgin English is, it's the person who gave up that actually lost. So if you don't give up, you keep pushing, you won't lose. You definitely will not lose. Just keep pushing. Tony Baloney says, no Scotland, no party. Scotland, you guys. Scotland still has a chance, but the chance is too slim to qualify. Too slim to qualify as best losers. Bosnia has 4 points, so -1. Let me see Ecuador if they have -1 on their goals difference. Mariam, you said you don't like flowery language. What do you mean by that? What kind of language do you refer to as flowery? Ooh, 89 minutes almost. The game is coming to an end. Tony says, say if your mother was born in Ghana but gave birth to you in England and you choose to play for England, would you beat your mother's country? The country you chose to play football is where your allegiance is going to be. Yeah. Yes, your root is your root. You cannot deny that. But you are a professional footballer and you decided you want to play for the country where you were born in. You have to be a professional and definitely win the game. Mariam says, really says, meaning the speech that is like a judgment. Okay, was there any judgments? Any judgment speech? Giza Banga. Okay. You said I should argue with you that you are bored. Okay. Mariam, you're always very funny. I should argue with you that you're bored. Okay, the argument will make you come out of the border. Ah, God, you're a very funny person, Mariam. Germany pushing, but I think Ecuador needs to hold on or possibly get one more goal. If Ecuador gets one more goal, they will be on +1 goal difference. Why did you stop, man? Ooh, he missed that. Let's get the likes up, guys. Let's get it up. Ecuador are pushing to defend really, really hard. Yo, Ecuador are currently top of the best losers. They are currently top of it. I'll be read the papers to you. What just happened here? These guys are trying to score. These Ecuador, these are... Nah, that's a foul ball, referee. These are Curaçao boys. It's supposed to be a penalty. Nah, I don't understand why this wasn't given as a pen. 7 minutes. Why in the world are you guys adding 7 minutes for? Why? Joanna. Yeah, Ecuador are currently top of the best loser. So let's see what other teams are going to play. Because we still have 2 different groups to play games tonight. Or this morning. Really says, what's funny about this? You always think I'm a funny person because I'm not. Some of the things you say at times are very funny to me. I think I saw someone outside today that looks a bit like you from the profile picture you put out the first time. Steve Bano says, I'm wearing the same Adidas shirt at the moment. Alright, man. Hopefully we get to celebrate United winning trophies, maybe the Prem next season. Hyper Ninja says, what team you support, bro? I'm a Manchester United fan, right? But I'm supporting Portugal, England, and Brazil in the World Cup. Madrid is my second team. Shell Saka says, bro, I just came to remind you that Messi is better than Ronaldo. Norway takes the win. Norway, France. Is it tomorrow? Wait. Let me see. Norway, France. Yeah, it's tomorrow. Yeah, the Norway, France game is tomorrow. That game is going to be tough. Didier Deschamps will not be available. He won't be available, so I think I will go with a France win. But the only thing that is making me to have sort of double mind is because Didier Deschamps is not going to be available. He lost his mom, so he's traveled back to France for his mom's burial. After the game against Norway tomorrow, I guess he'll be back before the round of 32. Undav. Hyper Ninja says, I support France and Argentina. France and Argentina. Which country are you from, Hyper Ninja? Walter White says, I put everything on Germany. I am trouble. Now, if I had wanted to bet, I would not play Germany because Germany has already qualified. They already got 6 points. I know, yeah, and you also look at the team they are playing. So these are things you have to take into consideration. Tyler says hi. Tyler, welcome back. It's been a while. Really says, which picture do you mean? Because I've posted so many. Like, I mean your real picture. There was a lady I saw today. She looked... I think she's an Arab lady. Probably an Egyptian. You know, you people travel a lot. I think she's an Egyptian. Come on, Passeso. Walter says, my uncle sent me to buy spare parts and I use it to bet Germany. Come on, man. I know you are capping. Let's get the likes up, guys. Let's get it up. Come on, passes. So, that's a good one. Ooh. Ivory Coast have really tried, honestly. They have tried. Boradesi says Mbappe is the coach. You guys have formed a new habit to hate on Kylian Mbappe, just like many people have been hating on Cristiano Ronaldo. And the more they hate, the more these guys thrive and do what they do. That's just it. So it doesn't change anything. It doesn't. Yodako says Ecuador playing crazy right now. Yeah, Ecuador are going all out for this game. I think it's remaining how many minutes? It was 7 minutes were added in their game. The Ivory Coast game, 6 minutes. Ivory Coast game is less than a minute now. Yeah, it's less than a minute for the Ivory Coast game. Really says, you can't remember my picture, bro. Of course I can remember your picture. Yodako says, so dumb, bro. You are a dumbass if you're not lying. He's just capping, man. He's just capping. Yeah, the referee should end this game. It's almost done. Edward Tani, welcome back. 2-0 win for Ivory Coast and possibly a 2-1 win for Ecuador. Yodako says, guys, don't disrespect the dictator before he comes for you. Whenever people call him that, it's very much funny to me to hear. Yes, I saw a couple of clips when Mbappe was shaking hands with some of the officials of I think the French government that came with Emmanuel Macron, the president of France, and people just clipped that and they were saying, "Oh, look at look at the dictator." Yeah, massive congratulations to the Ivorians for qualifying to the round of 32. They finished second in the group. Massive one for them. Massive one for Ivory Coast. Edward Tani says, what is the next games upcoming? There are four games? There are 4 games that will be played later on. Japan will be playing against Sweden. And we also have Tunisia against the Netherlands. They are going to be playing the same time. That's 12 a.m. UK time. Let's say 1 hour from now. Then at 3 a.m. UK time, we have Turkey against USA and Paraguay against Australia. So these are the games that will be played later on today. Really says, what did she look like? Same face as the one you had on your profile pics. Yeah, definitely if you see her, you know she's an Arab. Alright guys, I'll have to end the stream here. I'll see you guys tomorrow morning on our morning show. We have a couple of things to discuss actually. Yeah, we'll go through the here we go we had this night, because I really need to sleep now. I will not have enough time to actually discuss about the Elliot Anderson deal to Manchester City. Maybe before then we might get more news and also teams that will qualify to the round of 16. Now for Group E, it's Germany and Ivory Coast that have qualified in this group. For Ecuador, they are top of the table for the best losers. So depending on what other people will play, I definitely think that Ecuador will make it because they have +0 goals. And looking at Group A and Group B, Group A has Group A has their third place to be on 2 points, while Group B has that's Bosnia and Herzegovina has 4 points but -1. So they are still below. They are still very much below Ecuador. So for me, I can say Ecuador is like 99.9% into the round of 32. Anyways, like I said, guys, thank you very much. I'll see you all. Yeah, I know the Germans are not happy with that result, but for me, I'm not surprised. Germany has already qualified, so that game was just a formality, or for them to actually get 100% outing in the World Cup. It's just for pride. That's all. So it's not like Germany needed the win or a draw to qualify. But the Ecuadorians actually fought really hard. They showed intensity, the hunger, and the fight, and that was what won them the game. So massive congratulations to Ecuador. They are very much close to being in the round of 32. Like I said, they are top of the best losers table at this point. They have 4 points with 0 goals. So I will see you all later. There's tomorrow morning actually. I won't be watching the other games because it's already late. It's 6 a.m. for me here in China, so I need to sleep. I'll see you all tomorrow, guys. Take care and have a lovely night rest. Goodbye.